Bean Apple, welcome back to the show. We've got Thursday night football, and it is
G-Man.
Jim's time to shine. So
G-Man.
this is going to be, uh,
The whole
it's
country's
not going to be
excited.
fun.
The
It's not going
whole
to be fun.
country is excited. Come
Danny
on.
Danny Dimes is going to be exposed to the entire country tonight. It's going to be rough, but we're going to go through it. We're going to break down the game. We're going to kind of talk about that Monday night game because we didn't get to recap that. That was unexpected. Is that the proper word? To use?
Yes.
Shocking.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very interesting, fun game. That was surprisingly fun. When I saw the Raiders on the slate, I was like, oh God, they proved me wrong. So it was good. And get into some fantasy stuff before this one starts. Who you want to start, who you want to sit, some daily lineups that you might want to play for tonight's game. So with that, Jim, what do you think? What's going to happen? Or actually, let's recap Raiders Ravens real quick. So I mean, incredible game, right? Before we get into today, incredible game there. Lamar, that flip onto his head and fumble at the end of the game, like that stands out to me. But Derek Carr is getting a lot of love, a lot of praise. To me, a lot of luck. I mean, that touchdown at the end, I mean, that was just a off the back foot panic throw that he didn't even need to do. The defenders were like 2 steps away from him still. He could have set, thrown, but it worked out. Both passes. That Hunter Renfrow, like how he stopped at the sideline and turned and stayed in bounds for like, what was that, 35, 40 yards, something like that.
Was some pivot. Yep.
Insane. But the Raiders, they did not quit at all. Thought the game was over. Comes back, everything, interception in the end zone. Like that game, everything about it was just like, what is happening? They're shaking, hugging out on the, shaking hands and hugging out there on the field, come back and, and then who else but Alex Leatherwood, who I said was an absolute mistake with 2 massive penalties that should have cost them that game. Luckily, they got away with it, but should not have taken him in the first round. Oh my God.
No, it was. Well, first of all, can we delete that first comment so I can focus here? This one? I don't. Yeah, just get that off the screen. That's not right. Should be allowed to write stuff like that. Yeah, I mean that game, right? I felt the same way. I mean, seeing the crowd in Vegas, and we talked about, is the crowd going to follow the Raiders over there? Right? Is Vegas going to show up? Are they interested in football? My God, that stadium was rocking, DJ playing, audience crazy. I mean, it was into overtime. I don't think anybody left.
No.
It was loud. It was everybody cheering and really exciting. Like you said, the game ends. They think it's over, right? Everybody comes out, shaking hands, hugging, leaving, and then they got to come back in, and then they can't punch it in from the 1, right? A penalty on Leatherwood, and then they get stopped, and they got to kick a field goal, and I mean, just incredible that that they were still able to even hold on.
Right.
I got the football team winning. I think he means the Giants football team. Is that what he means?
Second take. Welcome back.
Yes. Very
Jets
good.
34, Pats 3 on Sunday.
Don't get ahead of yourself there. We're not talking. Who's talking about the Jets? Nobody's talking about the Jets. This is Giants night in America.
All right. So, John, do you have anything on the Monday night game?
So I'll tell you what, a couple things I did see. Man, Lamar can throw a football, man. He had some zing on those passes that night. But I'll tell you what was it? A botched punt, right? They fumbled a punt. There was a fumble. For Vegas to beat Baltimore, it's just sick. I don't think anybody would have picked that. But Vegas also beat Kansas City last year, and then they almost beat them again. So they get up for big time teams. Wait till they play Detroit. They're going to get the shit kicked out of them. Wait till they play. Do they play the Giants? No, they won't lose to the Giants. No. Don't worry. But anyways, no. And I thought it was kind of cool for them to open up that new stadium, the Death Star, with a win over a team like Baltimore. Yeah. I still think Baltimore is going to be just fine through the whole year.
If they get a running back, right?
I think they go to Kansas City next, or they're home for Kansas City, I believe. That's a tough one. City. Even with that one, Baltimore is going to be fine. It's a tough division. I think they'll be in a much better spot than Vegas, come week 17. So,
too.
Yeah. But I mean, what an insane game! I fell asleep about halfway through the third quarter and woke up at like 2:30, and I looked at the score. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I missed that game. But I also wake up at 3:30 in the morning. So
it was a good one.
It was great. I'll tell you, Crosby was in the backfield all game. I think the guy played every snap. He was just a machine the whole game, hitting Lamar in the backfield, just rattling him and rushing him, and he was incredible. He was incredible. I thought the Raiders defense, the defensive line was destroying their O-line. They were in the backfield all game.
Yeah,
he was running for his life. But yeah,
yeah. Well, we'll see what that team ends up doing. I think that the Raiders, like you said, they get hot and then they just there's games that they shouldn't win, like Monday night. And then, like you said, the Lions will come down and just blow them out 34-3 or something. You're like, you can't figure this team out. So.
I mean, they got weapons though. I mean, they got Ruggs and Waller, and they got guys that can fly. And
but they should have lost that game.
Yes, I'm with you.
They should have lost that game.
No, I had
ton
the
of
Ravens.
mistakes. So
I had the Ravens.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this one. So let's answer a couple questions real quick before we dive into this. So we got.
True.
Let's see. So AJ Dillon or Gainwell. I got Aaron Jones. Stick with Aaron Jones. Don't panic over that. Like Aaron Rodgers said a couple years ago. Relax.
Yes.
Week one.
Before that, James White, Rojo, Javonte Williams, and James Robinson start 1 PPR. I'm still sticking with James Robinson. What do you guys say?
Don't look. Relax with the lineups, people. All right. I think I picked up a couple waiver wire. So I got 6 teams. I'm keeping my whole start lineup, except I forgot to put in Gronk in one of my teams. So, of course, I'm doing that against Atlanta. And I didn't start Devontae Smith in another one. I'm putting him out. I'm taking Claypool out only because I like Devontae Smith. I think he's going to get more touches. The rest of my teams are all staying pat. Just relax. You don't win fantasy football in week one. Right. I mean, you see people, dropping 4 people and adding 4 people. That's not who you drafted. I mean, you drafted these guys for a reason. Right. I mean, I don't know many bench people that's going to turn your team around right away. So,
barring a serious injury like San Francisco, it is what it is. So,
I'm going with Gronk. I'm going with Gronk all the way against Atlanta. I'm sorry, that Tampa defense is. I mean, Atlanta looked terrible last week.
It's not going to look any better this week.
I don't think they're going to look any better this week.
No.
AJ Dillon or game. I still like AJ Dillon in goal line. I do. I just do.
If you got Aaron Jones and you're going to pick up one of those 2, pick up AJ Dillon. So if Jones happens to go down, you've got him. I think the Eagles game was not what the Eagles are. They were just playing a really bad Falcons team and looked a lot better than they probably will this week. So I would stick with get your handcuff. Just get your handcuff. Hold on to it if you're that deep. So, all right. So let's talk about your Giants. What is going to happen tonight?
I mean, I'm seeing some comments here. Everyone's taking Washington.
Everyone's taking Washington.
Giants.
We got a lot of smart fans. And hopefully you guys made your picks in the Pick'em League for tonight before that locks out.
Daniel Jones or Ryan Fitzpatrick tonight?
The Browns are.
So you're going to take the guy on the bench? On the IR over the starting quarterback?
Ryan Fitzpatrick
I would
play
take
better
Ryan
on the IR.
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Yeah, okay. So you look back at last year, right? Giants swept Washington last year, right? Jones played his best games against Washington. For whatever reason, maybe because it's close to home, it's right down the turnpike here, but so I think about the offseason, right? I think the Giants, so they swept Washington. I think they've improved more than Washington has last year to this year. I mean, does anybody disagree with that? Does anybody think we haven't gotten better players, made better moves in the offseason? Giants haven't, Washington has?
Overall, yes, the Giants made better moves on the football team.
Okay, so I get that Saquon is gimpy. He is starting. Yeah, Phil Sims. He's gimpy, but he is starting, and maybe they're using him as a decoy tonight. But like I said, I mean, Jones plays his best games against Washington, and so there are good and bad, right? There's good and bad. The fact that we swept last year and that Saquon's playing are in our favor. I do look at what the Chargers did last week, right? They put up 424 yards on Washington, right? We talked about Washington's defense, right? A defensive line. I mean, Young and Sweat and Payne and they kept Jones as a QB. Hey,
100% piece.
There you go.
100%.
Could have been a better move there. Yes.
Yeah, and that front four is going to give Danny Dimes some fits tonight. I
Oh
guarantee
my
they're going to dial it up. They are going to dial it up.
So what do you think? What are we talking about? How many sacks? How many sacks is Washington getting tonight?
5? How many? Let's see.
How many sacks?
Wait, how many snaps is he going to take?
Yeah, how many snaps is he going to
40,
take?
45?
Times that by 2.
He's going to get sacked on running plays.
Oh my God! Come on, he's going to have.
He's not even going to be able to get the ball out of his hand.
Yep.
Oh, in shambles is.
Yeah. Did you see the meme or the image I put up on our Facebook page where the Giants O linemen are blocking each other? if you didn't see it, good.
Yeah,
that's like the best. That's almost as good as the butt fumble.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we talked about too. I mean, they could have went with Fields. Well, they could have went O-line, right? They could have went O-line. They could have took Slater. They could have took somebody that shut down. Who did he play last week? Was it Washington? Slater. Who was Slater up against last week? Washington.
They played
right?
Washington.
And he didn't let Young in. Young didn't get any hits on the quarterback. So
no.
I wanted O-line help, and they chose to go wide receiver, right? We went with Tony. And
who
is
had
he going to
5
do
snaps.
anything tonight? Yeah, he went 2 for -2 last week. So let's see if that changes tonight.
So that's a good question there by second.
Yes. So his second take, who's he a fan of? Do we know that?
He's a Jets fan.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So
he's a smart guy. I mean,
so absolutely, I think it's Jason Garrett's fault. I 100%. He couldn't do it in Dallas. I hated us hiring him, and I hate that he's still here. He interviewed for head coaching jobs, and I was hoping anyone would pick him up, and we could have brought in anybody, right? But nobody even took him for head coach. But
he's the Adam Gase of offensive coordinators.
He's got to go. He's terrible.
But he just stays.
Posting it on the Giants pages last week. You know, right after the game, everybody was blasting him and Gettleman and what they did, and just terrible. Yeah. So I'm not a fan of Garrett at all.
We were talking about it before we came on. And one of the main points we put out today is Barkley a start or a sit tonight in fantasy?
Sit.
Yeah, you can't start.
After what he looked like.
Yep. Last week we talked about you just start him. It's Barkley, you roll with him. But that's the question I wanted to get to, because we did tell people it's Barkley. You can't bench him, but it kind of looks like you can, right? And he's coming off of what's he got? 4 days rest in between. I mean, that's a lot to take on for that knee. So you kind of have to go away from him, right? So who's gonna take the workload? Is it gonna be through the air, or are they gonna try and have some kind of a ground game with? They
have to try something, right? No, Booker. So you got to try and do something with Booker. And could they, if they're close, could they go to Saquon to try and punch it in? Absolutely. Could he bust a run for 40 yards if he gets through the line? Absolutely. But is he going to put up big numbers for you? I don't see it. I can't see how you start him. And that doesn't mean I would start Booker either, because nobody probably even has Booker on their team, right? Or even on their bench. So
more fun to watch. I would go after so the Browns are playing Houston, right? Browns are playing Houston this week, correct?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I have to look. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, so the Browns are playing Houston. Pats are playing the Jets. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I mean, it truly will. It's going to be a low-scoring game, I think. No, I'm answering the question about the Browns and the Pats defense. Honestly, I would go Pats only because Belichick knows how to play in New York. It's going to be a low-scoring game. You got 2 rookie quarterbacks. There's a potential for a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes. I mean, me and my brother Shane were talking about it. I mean, the Pats never played well in New York with Brady. I mean, they truly didn't. Brady always had a hard time in New York. It was like, look, it's 6-3. Let's just get the hell out of town with this win and just forget about it.
Well,
so
it's the pressure of a big city. Can't handle it.
Think about on the other side, though.
Well, it's that crowd, though, too, man. That New York Jet crowd, man, especially against the Pats, or like the the Bills or Miami, man, they just get amped up for that game, especially against the Pats because there's so much bad blood.
Fans haven't been in the stadium. This will be the first time fans in the stadium.
Absolutely, man.
Adam Gase is gone. Zach Wilson's in. The hype is going. That stadium is going to be rocking. I'm so jealous of your brother for getting to go there. I wish we could have made it happen because that game is going to be insane.
So does he know he's going live from the crowd yet? Did we tell him that?
We haven't, Mike. I'm going to shoot you.
You're going
email,
live,
so,
man.
Yeah, from the parking lot. I expect you logging in Sunday morning and joining the show. Our live beat reporter from the pre-gaming in the Jets parking lot. I'm super excited to have you on the show, man. Thank you so much for that.
That's going to be great.
So, and second, if you're going to the game as well, let us know. But if not, jump on here Sunday morning, and Mike's going to be there, and he's going to be broadcasting live. So I'm super happy for that. Also, do that live too, please. Jump on the field in the fourth quarter. Just run around with the camera on. So
there you go.
All right. So defense tonight. Is this going to be a Chase Young welcome to the NFL? Like, I mean, we know who he is, but is this going to be like his Chandler Jones game where he just destroys Andrew Thomas and gets very intimate with Daniel Jones?
Go ahead.
So I think what's going to happen is they're going to have to double or triple team Chase Young and whoever's playing near him.
Sweat.
I don't know, Sweat, Montez Sweat, pick somebody. Kendall Fuller, the linebacker. I don't know, maybe Landon Collins coming in the blitz. That's a former Giant, correct? So, I just think they're going to put so much pressure on Daniel Jones. And Barkley's not even close to being 100%, especially looking at him last week. He's the one starter I took out and had to replace because – one against this D, and two, he just doesn't look right yet. I can't even believe they're going to put him on the field again.
Yeah.
But I guess there's no other way to get you into football shape than to play football, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a decoy, right? What do you think? Like maybe five carries, something like that?
He went 10. He went 10 for 26 last week.
Yeah.
Right? 10 for 26. I think he was 1 for 1 out of the backfield.
Right. But going on 4 days rest.
Right.
That was leading fresh into the season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but at the same time, like it could be exactly that with 2 1-yard touchdowns.
Exactly right. No, I think
except it won't be. Except it won't be.
Well, if everybody benches him, it will.
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh yeah, he's going to run for 196 yards, 4 touchdowns, 15 receptions. He'll have like 65 fantasy points.
It defies logic, so it's going to happen.
So it's going to happen.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. All right, so what do you think tonight?
Why did the Giants switch the O-line for the week? I can answer this. Jim doesn't even need to. It's because they suck. That's why.
That's it. I knew it was going to be an easy answer for you. Yeah. No, Shane Lemieux went on the IL, and then they wanted to move. I like Gates. as the center, but they moved him to left tackle, and they brought the kid in that they signed from Cincinnati. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what his history is there, but I remember Burrow getting hit a lot, so I'm not really that confident in having a Cincinnati O-line guy come over. But
right,
he's the center tonight, and I have to think it's to help out on that line. I mean, we got to get some help. It's got to be the tight end staying in, Rudolph staying in to help out whoever they can to give him another minute or two.
He was just
the worst line the Giants and the Jets. Very good, Shane. I like that. That's a good question.
So
I don't have to like it, but it is a good question.
What if you took the Jets O-line and the Giants O-line? Would it still be as bad as both separate? The answer. So A, yes. B, yes. C, yes. And D, all the above.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the O-line.
That's a tough one there.
It's bad. It's just bad. It doesn't matter. It's 30-second and 30-second A.
Right. I mean, I think the key is they're going to have to. I mean, hopefully, I'm sure Barkley's going to start, and if he can get a couple of decent runs, if Jones tucks and runs a little bit and kind of keeps the defense honest, right? And you can't just go back and hike the ball every time and wait to get slammed. You have to be acting quickly there, and hopefully that's what they do, especially in the beginning of the game, to kind of keep them honest. I mean, you can't just let them bull rush every play, and like you said, Collins blitzing up the middle. I could see that. I liked him as a Giant. I hated seeing him go to Washington, but the Giants defense is going to have to hold them. I mean, so I think about Heineke, right? So Heineke's starting, and the Giants defense didn't have a great game last week against Bridgewater. And I don't think the Giants defense was overrated because I thought they had a great season last year, and they got some more guys in here. What is it? It's the G-Man. Okay. So I think they do hold on. I think they can put pressure on Heineke tonight.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. So what, you don't say what? So who's sacked more? Obviously, you're both going to say Jones, right?
Jones, yeah.
Giants don't get any
absolutely.
sacks tonight. Giants get no sacks tonight.
No.
You know, we're not going to sack
they'll get two.
Backup.
I mean,
Two
they
sacks.
may get a sack or two, yeah. But
Okay.
I think you're going to see a lot of Gibson running the ball, man. I mean, you're going to see a lot of running game. And if Barkley, what's that?
Is Samuel playing or not? I haven't seen the starts inactive list. Is he in?
No, he's on the IR. Curtis Samuel's on the IR.
Oh, I didn't see they moved him to the IR. Damn.
Yeah. Curtis Samuel's on the IR along with Fitzy.
So it's McLaurin, and it's going to be the McLaurin Gibson.
Logan Thomas show.
Logan Thomas too. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, the Giants have better weapons.
Absolutely.
But they have no balance. I mean, if Barkley comes out like he did last week, where he looks like he's afraid to cut, afraid to hit the hole, like just real hesitant, they're just going to zero in on Daniel Jones, and then it's going to be rough sledding for him the rest of the way. I mean, at least he's a good running back there. He could take that pressure off, and he can catch those dump offs and take off too as well. So you try and blitz, dump off, and Gibson's gone, and then you got McLaurin that could burn any defense. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Kenny Golladay needs to have a huge game. I know that he's got to be the man tonight.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Devontae Booker has to. I think their running game has to have a big game, or open something up. But I mean, if Barkley doesn't play, then you're relying on Booker now. This is why I don't understand why they didn't re-sign Gallman. I really don't. I mean, I thought he was a very good backup last year.
Much more versatile too.
I mean, how much could Atlanta? Wait, where'd he go? Atlanta? No.
San
he
Fran.
went to Atlanta.
No, San Fran.
Yeah.
He's San Fran. Yeah. Goldman.
Did he really?
Yeah. He's behind.
He's not even close to being
he's like
on the
third
depth chart.
Yeah, he's like third, I think, isn't he?
Even
now that Mostert's out.
No, he's not on San Fran. I think he's on.
Did he go to Denver?
No.
He went to San Fran.
He's not showing on the depth chart. No, he's on Atlanta. Wayne Gallman. He's behind Cordell Patterson.
Wow, that's bad.
No way. Then what? They must have released him or something. Then
no,
he originally went to San Fran. Come on, I'm not losing my mind yet. I don't think.
Jim, I don't want to say that you are.
The thing is, when you lose your mind, you don't know it, right? So
exactly. So no, you're not losing your mind, buddy. Keep talking. Because I am too.
So Shane, he's a healthy scratch for Atlanta. Well, let's bring him back up here then.
Right.
You don't want him, we'll take him.
Good thing you let him go. Like
Jesus.
Yeah.
There you go. San Fran, thank you. Look at that. I'm not losing my mind. God, I'm starting to sweat over here thinking.
Why? Yeah. So why would they not resign him? That doesn't make sense.
So
How could you feel better with Freeman than Gallman? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Got cut 2 weeks ago. Okay, good.
That's just insane.
So I think Shaney there, I think they have to run. So a couple things. It is raining here, right? So the Yankees are playing in Baltimore. I'm watching here. It's raining, and Baltimore's right up the road from the stadium there. So is that going to have effect on Barkley too, running? You're not going to cut. You're going to slip. And what's that going to do to both teams' offense? It looks like it's coming down in spurts at times, but it's going to be wet and slick, right? So throwing the ball,
way they can risk losing Barkley.
No way.
I mean,
but I think they have to do the hurry up offense, right? And don't let them switch out. Let the defense get tired. Hopefully, you can move the sticks a couple times and stay on the field,
right,
and tire the guys out. You know, I mean, that's really your only chance. And it's not like Judge and the coaches don't know, right? They know who's on the other side. They know they got to block Young, and they got to do whatever they got to do to save the quarterback and save Barkley.
So there's a crazy idea for you, but what if that first round pick that you didn't use on Justin Fields or Mac Jones, you utilized in this game in Kadarius Toney and actually hit some slots, quick passes across the middle, and if he's as good as, he did look like a very good wide receiver. It's not saying like they took a 4th round wide receiver in the first round. He deserved to go in the first round. Just a strange pick for the Giants, but he could make things happen when you get him the ball.
Yeah, but he's their 4th receiver.
Yeah,
I don't understand that pick still. No, I don't think it's a terrible pick, but I still don't not on that team. Not on that team.
Not a pick 12 or 11.
No, it was. I just didn't get it, man. I just didn't get it.
More athletic than Slayton or Shepard.
Yeah.
More explosive.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Maybe that's who I would rely on if the blitz is coming. Hit him across the middle and let him turn a 3-yard into a 12-yard, a 15-yard. Let him.
Right, you got to hit him with some screen passes and hopefully
think and dunk
it out. Yeah, you got to do something, right?
Let him go. Let him go small.
End around in the wet.
Yeah,
maybe the guys can't catch him. Who knows?
Right. And then that opens up for Kenny Golladay going deep, and boom, there you go.
No, and they did say it. The coaches said this week they wanted to get him more involved last week. I don't know why he was only in 2 plays or at 2 targets, but hopefully they are going to utilize him this week and however they can.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
I was going to say something else there, but so the other bad thing is I saw a stat today. The Giants lost 7 primetime games in a row.
Oh.
So I think it's time for a win tonight. It's time for a win. Absolutely, it is. Come on.
Sorry, that was sarcasm. It didn't come out that way. I don't think.
There's a couple teams that I forget.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Hell yeah, there's a chance. Yep. You know what?
They do, right? They do. You can't.
Come on.
It's how many do you have to lose in a row?
A home game for them. Yes. So who would so one of these teams? So Giants. If the Giants win tonight, Washington's 0-2. Your favorites to win the division. 0-2 with Heineke at the helm going forward. So when are you going to change your pick to who's winning the division?
Right, look, the only team that won last week was Philly. And we all picked them to win 3 games. So,
so nothing makes sense.
They looked pretty good. They looked pretty good in that game too.
Did they? Or did the Falcons look really bad?
No, I thought they looked better than I thought they were going to look. They looked better than I thought they were.
But did they look that way because of Atlanta? I don't know. But
I don't know either.
I will say this: it's only week 2. I'm standing pat. Honestly, I had Dallas winning 10 games anyways. So that team played Tampa tough. They played them tough, man. Yeah. That's a scary offense when you can hang with Tampa. But again, their D's showing that they can't stop anybody.
No.
Nobody can stop Brady in the 2-minute offense.
No, and that honestly, that was mismanagement. That truly was.
Here you go, Mike.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
There you go. It was bad. It was bad management all around. But.
It was terrible management. So I don't know. Am I sticking with Washington? I'm not giving up on them yet. Yeah. No way. Well, that team's way too talented.
Yeah. I wish it was. You talk about Dallas, and Felicia, the Dallas fan, jumps right in and says hi. Look at that.
Hi, Felicia, the Dallas fan. I was just defending your Cowboys.
That's right.
Felicia.
Yep. Well, I felt better with my Washington pick with Fitzpatrick there. So
same here.
I am a little reluctant on holding the prediction that I had. I think that's going to cost him a couple games. And then also Samuel hasn't even hit the field yet. So those are 2 guys that I was expecting to have a very big impact for that team that is now not there. So it's probably going to go to the Cowboys. But we'll see. Who knows? The Eagles, they'll probably end up doing something crazy, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, DeMarcus he's on the IR with his broken foot or something? So that's not going to help them. And if Parsons going to be the guy they thought, we'll see. Heineke will do better
against Tampa.
Yeah. So I agree with that. I was surprised when
toilet paper with red writing on it.
Strahan.
Yeah.
Strahan for the defense. We need defense. Maybe he can come out and play. We just put him in the Ring of Honor. Maybe he can come down and suit up.
Yeah. He's got all those nice teeth now. He doesn't want to do that.
That's right. He got rid of the gap. I mean, come on.
Right.
But
he used to. Now that he's done shooting the gap, he doesn't need it anymore.
that's
So
right.
stupid.
Take that off.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Whoa! This is not OnlyFans, Felicia.
Yeah, I was at the game where Strahan sacked Favre for the single season sack record. I took my older son Anthony and I were there. Favre calls hike and runs around and almost slid into him, and he just fell on him and it gave him the sack. We were in the stands like it was the end of the game. It was the last play of the game, I think, for the season, and he broke the record.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's the score tonight? What is the score tonight?
So they're 3.5-point favorites. Washington.
Who's they?
Washington.
I know.
Okay.
Actually, they're 4 right now. The latest line's 4.
Take the points.
Did you guys lock your
Take
picks
the
in?
points.
Oh no.
No, I didn't.
Great.
What?
Man, why do I forget this?
I don't know. I said it at the beginning of the show, and you guys both ignored me. So
I thought you were talking to the listeners.
no, well, the listeners too.
We're not
If you're in our league,
It's
lock
still
your
not
picks.
showing up on my app. Still not.
What the heck? That's weird because you have 2 teams in there. But
Oh wait, there we go. Okay, there it is.
Great.
It's weird. You have 2 teams. Let me see. I am picking
V-Man.
Washington. Oh my
V-Man.
goodness. Yahoo has said 81%, 81.62 Washington football team will win, and so do I.
Okay. So Felicia's going low scoring, 17-10.
I think it is going to be. I agree with Felicia. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I
Felicia,
truly
how
do.
can you go against the Giants? You could see the stadium from your house.
The last second field goal. Michael, who are you?
You were just talking all that shit about Daniel Jones, and now you're picking the
I
Giants.
love it.
Right.
I love
Don't
it.
do
And
this
now
just
you're
because
saying-
it's your brother's team. Come
He
on.
wants me to
Right.
drive him to the game on Saturday, so he's got
actually,
to.
yeah.
He wants
All
me
right,
to
all
drive
right,
him to
fine.
the game.
Mike, that's fine. It's understandable, I guess. So I'm going to say 24-21 Washington.
So that's interesting. So you're thinking Giants score 3 touchdowns on Washington?
No way. Not a
So
chance
you're
in
saying
hell.
He's going to get beat to hell back there.
He
It was
is.
too easy to pick Washington. I'm with you. That's why they're giving you 4. They want you to take the Giants, but
I'm going to
Random
go
3. I'm gonna take
16 to 12.
oh my God, will you come on? That's not
16
even a
to 12.
score. What are you talking about?
16 to 12.
Over
It's going to
under.
be a game of field goals, baby. Going to be a game of field goals.
Damn. So you're saying over under 27?
Yeah.
So it is.
Probably.
So it is raining. It is raining.
2010.
Actually, Felicia, I saw that spread that you put out. I saw you did a lot of cooking. I was going to come by and
Eggplant.
pick up some food.
Wait,
Eggplant,
eggplant
chicken
parm?
Oh yeah, she put all
Oh.
kinds. Of
Oh,
stuff over there.
boy.
Get out of here.
Yeah. You should have saw the spread she made tonight. Yeah,
Really?
she's a great cook too.
Damn.
Yep.
We need that on the show.
Yes.
Especially like Sunday morning when we're going to do a 2-hour show this Sunday. For those of you watching, Sunday morning, 2 hours before game time, we're going to be on breaking down fantasy, but we're definitely going to need some food for that one. So it's going to be tough. Oh man. All right. So yeah,
All right.
low scoring game. So let's talk some daily fantasy stuff real quick as people are finishing their lineups. So we were talking about just doing the Thursday night millionaire on DraftKings, and I think I got a winning team here. You guys tell me. So if you guys play DraftKings, hopefully you do, but for the Thursday night only game, you pick a captain, which gets 1.5 points, and then you pick 5 flex players on either team within $1 range, obviously, to play. So for me, this is the way I went, and I think you're going to like this. My flex, but Jim, you're not going to like this. John, you're gonna, sorry, you should be very
All
specific
right,
with this.
I just put my picks in. Sorry.
All right, so Washington's defense is my captain.
Ooh, you're captain.
My captain,
Oh,
Washington's
boy.
defense. By doing that,
give up 21 points. You just said.
yeah, that's
right?
fine. That's
Oh.
fine. They're gonna have 5 sacks and probably a defensive touchdown. So,
Okay.
did I say 5? Better make it 6. So
Oh my God. Get
for
real.
my
Get
flexes,
real.
I got Antonio Gibson, Taylor Heineke, Daniel Jones, Terry McLaurin, and Kadarius Toney.
Wow.
So I got a lot of potential to score points,
Especially with
that
Jones.
mix.
How did you
quarterbacks.
fit all that into the salary cap?
I have $600 remaining as well.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Wait a
Because
minute.
Washington's defense is not a lot, so it gives you the...
Yeah, but I have it too.
All right, so tell me what you got.
I got Gibson.
Yep.
As my captain. I got McLaurin.
Gibson as your captain?
Yep.
That's why.
Yeah, but I mean, you have Gibson too, don't you?
Yeah, but the captain costs more money. How much is Gibson as a captain?
14.4.
Yeah, regular 9.6.
Ah, okay.
So,
this is where I normally don't play these. Okay, then
right.
I gotta change my thought process.
Washington's
So Washington's
D as the captain costs $8,400.
That's a bunch of malarkey.
Yeah.
So if you want to play that and split it with me, I will allow it, but because it's a killer lineup. It's a killer lineup there, so yeah, you guys, there's only 5 people in here, so we can split that million. That's perfectly fine.
Do it.
So play it, because I think it's going to be money. Anyway, so if you're going to put that one in, but I'd like to hear what you got.
Well, now I have to change it. I mean, that changes everything. Oh, this is much better. Much better.
It leaves some room.
So, I mean, I'm going to have to go the Washington football team defense. I agree there. I got Gibson, McLaurin. Let's see, that leaves me with 7,600. See, I got to change my whole team around. I apologize for this.
That lets you get 2 quarterbacks and
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas, okay.
Yeah.
I did not go that route, but that works.
Let's see here. Oh, I'm going to do this. Since I predicted 4 field goals.
Oh, going kicker.
Going kicker, baby. Going kicker. D. Hopkins. I do not have one giant on my team.
Ooh,
not one.
I like it. Full
There's
court press.
No chance you're going to win then. No chance.
Full court press.
In fact, I may go kicker as my
hero
captain.
As my captain.
Come on.
Because if I'm predicting
if you're
4
saying
field
all
goals,
yeah, especially if they're 50-yarders.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to get some points there.
And the slop. Come on.
And the slop.
Get real. I hope it pours.
We'll see.
But I still got 1,600 left over, so I can't do that. I just feel guilty.
So while you're doing that and figuring out your list, so I was reading something today that it's the 30th anniversary since Washington won a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
They're coming up on a 30th anniversary, and they've had 31 QBs since Mark Rippon.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. They've had all kinds of
Wow.
guys come through. Kirk Cousins. They had Dwayne Haskins.
They had Cousins for years.
Yeah. They had Patrick Ramsey, Jason Campbell, Heath Schuler, RG3. I think Rich Gannon was there. Brad Johnson. I mean, just rotating,
Gosh.
revolving door at quarterback. And they haven't been able to get another Joe Theismann to kind of hang in there for a while, right?
Right.
It is
Remember
crazy.
that game? Remember that game on Giants, Monday Night Football, Giants in Washington with Lawrence Taylor on top of Theismann?
It's not easy. So,
yeah.
What the crazy part was the same thing that happened to Alex Smith against the Giants. I think it was the same week of the season and the same day.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't it the same exact day of the same date?
There was something that connected those two, yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. Giants against the Redskins, and I think it was the same day. It was either the same day or the same week of the season that it happened to Theismann. I think it was in the same quarter too. If I remember, I think it was both
the same
the
amount of
third
time
quarter.
on the clock.
It was insane. It was insane.
I mean, right then they did it with Prescott. I mean, there's been some devastating injuries. Giants against quarterbacks. I mean, for one reason or another. But no, I'm excited.
Dirty play? You thinking dirty play there?
No. Well, Lawrence Taylor was a beast. I mean, he just jumped on his back and broke his shin. I think it was.
Yeah, that's not fair for anybody.
No,
he was.
No.
Yeah, It was insane.
This rain's coming down.
Yeah. So for the guys that are watching, like who are you targeting tonight? Like who is your breakout player in this game? Who's going to be the explosive player on either team? Don't care who it is, but who's going to be
Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard?
Didn't he have a big game last week though?
He's going to be the leader. Everyone's going to be looking at Galladay and looking for these other guys. And Shepard has been the guy that's been running the best routes, getting open, which Slayton can't do, and he holds onto the ball. Galladay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think Galladay had made some nice catches at the end of the game last week. Really stretched out and was able to grab the ball and I
think we talked about that a little too. That one across the middle was that he just ripped away from the defender. Like that was
he could have easily gave that up, but he didn't. He fought for it.
He took
but
it.
Shepard will probably get the most targets, I'll bet you.
Shepard. Okay. I'm going to say this is Antonio Gibson's coming out. I mean, everybody knows who he is, but he's not like up there with the elite guys, which he could potentially be. So I'm going to say this is a big game for him on both sides of the ball. Probably, I'm going to say total 130 yards.
Okay.
For him.
All right, that's possibility.
Rushing and receiving, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2 of the 3 Washington touchdowns.
Nice.
So, and then the rest will be field goals. For you,
yeah.
So looking at some of these quarterbacks that they have had, it is.
You're looking at the list? Yeah.
It is disgusting. Like, I didn't realize.
They had a lot of first-round quarterback draft picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize Mark Sanchez went there.
I didn't know that either. He stopped there for a cup of coffee
couple games?
No, he started one game in 2018. Did you guys realize that?
Sanchez?
Mark Sanchez. He started.
I know he didn't just play in the Jets. Did he play somewhere else too?
He went.
Within 2 weeks of signing, he became the starter after Colt McCoy was injured. Sanchez's lone start was disastrous. He completed 6 of 14 passes for 38 yards and 2 interceptions. He was benched for the second half and never played in the NFL again.
Wow. So it wasn't the Jets. Well, maybe the Jets ruined him. But
God, now I'm curious who else he played for. Who else did Sanchez play for?
I think he went somewhere after
the
Eagles
Jets for a while. He spent a couple years in the Eagles.
Actually, yeah, because he was green. He was still a green uniform. Yeah. So it was probably Eagles, then Washington, then that was it. Yep. Yeah, live from.
I mean, why am I even looking him up? It's just, oh wow, Jets, Eagles, Denver. Then he went to Dallas. Then he went to Chicago. Then to Washington.
Wow.
Really?
I would have lost that bet.
Wow.
He was on the practice squad in Washington in 2016, and then he signed with the Cowboys. Then he went to Chicago the next year, and then the Redskins.
Huh.
Didn't realize that.
He really quietly bounced around the league.
He sure did.
That's insane. Maybe
Cam Newton is still unsigned.
Yeah.
But
these... You think he would have came into Washington, right?
They're not going after him. They are not going
was his
after
coach,
him.
right? In Carolina.
What does that
why
tell
not
you?
pick him up as a backup even?
I don't think he wants to come in as a backup. That's why. I'm telling you, I don't think he does.
The only thing I could think is maybe they must have had like some kind of a falling out to end that relationship to let him go, and probably isn't forgetting it. This is the only thing I could think of because it doesn't make sense. All right, John, who do you have? Who's your explosive breakout tonight?
I'm going Gibson, man. I think there's going to be I'm a big Gibson guy tonight. I think there's going to be a heavy dose of run, especially with that quarterback. They got a pretty good O-line. I think he tops over 100, gets a couple receptions, maybe throw a touchdown in there, and that's my player right there.
Man, we're kind of running parallel.
Yep.
So I think so you were talking about Washington getting a defensive touchdown. I think the Giants could do that. Right? I mean, Heineke,
possibility,
rookie, kind of a rookie quarterback. You know, there's nothing saying he can't throw a ball up. He can't fumble a ball away in the wet.
Yeah.
And the Giants defense could punch a touchdown in.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And they get a good D. At least on paper they did until you watched them last week.
That's right.
Yeah, and Teddy Bridgewater looked like a
Shredded them.
It was incredible. I couldn't believe it.
Shredded.
I don't think it was
them.
almost like they weren't ready for it. It was
This
almost
is-
like they.
If Heineke does it, what do we talk about the Giants' defense?
Yeah, then it's a whole
mean,
different conversation.
I'm gonna have to redact the 3 wins the Giants were gonna get, and maybe change it to 2.
Don't start
Jim.
your brother up again. I don't. I can see your brother peppering and stuff right now.
He's just breaking the keyboard, typing
Yeah.
so fast.
Ting, 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 ting.
But I mean, Jim, you know, I've perused a little bit of the Giants stuff, social media stuff, but I know you're on it a lot heavier than I am, and they are Giants fans are like just writing the season off already. I mean, the offense is terrible, and we should have drafted a quarterback, and I mean they've written off the season after one game against the Broncos, which is sounds like a Jets type of move.
Showing. It was a poor showing. I mean,
it was.
You know,
but
they could have taken
defense,
whoever they wanted, right? I mean, we felt like the defense was enough, but the defense did not play well. I mean, I believe from what I remember, all the starters were in, and we just didn't play well. And it was really surprising to see how much time Bridgewater had back there, and that he was hitting all his passes, and it was like they could do whatever they wanted. And that's not what I expected. Oh, what does Belichick do when he go 0-2?
Patriots aren't losing Sunday. Not happening.
What if
I
the
can't
rookie
wait to hear that
quarterback?
score.
What if the rookie quarterback beats him?
Well,
Which rookie quarterback's going to shine this week?
Oh, it's Zach Wilson. All day.
Jim, of course he is behind that great O-line.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach
That's
looked
right.
good in the second half. Once he kind of settled down, I think there was a lot of nerves there, and once he settled down, he looked good.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about is John, me and you have talked about it for years. Is we know Bill's going to take Corey Davis out of this game, right? He's
going to
the
take his
number one.
binky out. Yes.
He's the number one weapon. There's no running back that you really have to worry about taking over the game at this point. It's a committee. Who steps up for the Jets? I mean, Crowder's back. Elijah Moore had a bad showing last week. Dropped a lot of passes. Dropped that one big 50-yard pass downfield that went right off his hands. So somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to give him who's gonna take that game over.
So here's what I see happening. There's going to be 4 or 5 going the whole game because you're right. There is no running game. You can blitz the whole game. I mean, there really is no fear of a running back burning them. God, Michael, you're the same person who said the Jets O-line was good, and all I seen on text messages was we have a terrible O-line. Becton's a terrible pick. Mike, was that or Jim, was that not the funniest text messages going back and forth?
It was pretty good.
I mean, Joe and Mike were ready to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge already after 2 quarters. I absolutely love it.
I think we were standing next to each other on the edge of the bridge texting.
Maybe with rope next tied to each other's waist, so one would jump, they'd pull the other one in. Elijah Moore's not going to get 135 yards in the next 4 weeks, and is Crowder even playing this weekend? So
he is. He's back. He's off. He's off COVID.
So you guys looking at this screen here? I got the Giant game on, and the stands aren't even full. Doesn't look anything like the Redskin game did. I mean, the Raider game. The stands are half full.
Do you want to know why?
It's
because the Giants are in town.
It's their home game. It's their opening home game for Washington. You would think it'd be full.
Maybe somebody smashed the window.
No, last week was. They played San Diego.
At home?
The Chargers traveled over. That's why I picked Washington, because I thought they were going to have that West Coast hangover thing is just done. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah, you keep saying that, but one time it'll work.
It's going to work too. As long as I stick by my guns, eventually I'm going to get one right. So, you
can't travel cross country and play. Okay.
Yeah. You bet red. You bet red every time. Eventually, it's going to come up. Right? So,
Shanny, I agree. Jones looks more NFL ready than all of them, but that's because of the team he's on. It is.
Yeah.
He's on a much better team, a much better coach team.
They spent $35 million on free agents or something, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
look at the difference.
right? But I mean, he just looks calm and poised in that pocket. He just does. You'll see this weekend, Joe. You'll see a little bit more of him this weekend. Because another thing the Jets really don't have is any sort of pass rush. So it's okay.
We'll see. We'll see. They did a pretty good. They did a good job of actually pressuring Sam Darnold. He just had Christian McCaffrey to. Anytime pressure got close, it was like, here you go, just dump.
Jim, of course he did. No, he did not. Not one bit.
No.
Not one bit.
We'll see.
One bit.
I'm so excited for Sunday.
The Giant game? Oh.
No, the Giant game.
I heard they canceled it due to lack of interest.
That's funny.
Oh Lord,
that's funny.
Oh, Jim,
it looks
Jim,
like
I'm just
Washington.
getting in my shots in, before
we
play on Sunday.
We're all gonna get to see what happens, and you guys are all gonna be wrong.
I mean, for your sake, I hope I am, but I don't think I am. Right now, I can buy tickets for
$6.
an M&M's wrapper, an empty Mountain Dew can, and a little pinwheel. One of those little pinwheels to stick with the pinwheels.
I think they're doing the box tops for schools.
Yeah.
A Cheerios box top. You can bring in 4 people.
Yeah. So Washington's getting the ball first.
We'll see.
Nice.
All right.
All right,
Well,
let's
let's
see.
wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I need to watch kickoff.
Quick turnover. Quick turnover to start the game. That's what we need.
Go watch the game. So, again, guys, thank you so much for getting us to that 100 subscribers. That's a huge deal.
Beautiful.
So appreciate it. We will be back Sunday morning. We're going to talk a lot of fantasy stuff.
11 o'clock, right?
Recap this game. Yep. So we'll jump on. We got a big 2-hour show.
Good night, little bro.
And so jump back on with us as we prepare. We'll do the inactives, active list, and who you want to start season long. Me and John crushed it last week. Crushed it. So come back again, and we are going to do it again and win you week 2. So until then, for John, for Jim, I'm Joe. Mike, Jet Super Bowl. It's going to turn
Peace
around
out.
right now.
Jim, good luck tonight, brother.
Yep.
Thank
Enjoy the
you.
game, and
Thank
we will
you.
see you guys Sunday morning. Later.
Peace.
Yep.